he uses beats and samples are a very integral part of his music, and he's huge in Europe. But then he's not. Relatively compared to Europe, he's not that big over here, and I think it depends a lot on whether people are looking for melody or rhythm. If you took some house music to Africa, I don't know what they'd think of it, because there it's all about rhythm there. So it completely depends on the environment and the place.
Yeah. Then again, you got artists, who play the clubs and pubs in Spain and. What's the other one? Oh God, it's gone out of my head now. DJ Sesto, for instance.
Well, I'm sure if you set up a club in Spain and a club in England, and they were completely identical clubs, and you advertised to get unsigned artists in there playing, the bands you got in Spain and the bands you got in England would be completely different. And if you swapped it around, you got the English bands playing the Spanish one, the reception would be completely different, because it all depends on environment and the way they're brought up and the way they've been brought up listening to music.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, music is a personal thing. I'm not gonna force a specific music on anyone, because it's all down to what you think personally. But I would say that creativity is a key thing. I don't support people blatantly ripping off musical ideas from other people in order to further themselves.
No, because that's just the con, really, isn't it? More than anything else.
Exactly.
You're not only conning the industry, but you're conning your audience as well.
I mean, you've always got this conflict between money and between the music, and I think the way to beat that is to play live more, and there have to be more gigs. There are so many venues that are just becoming, abandoned and are shutting down.
But then again, you don't want to devalue yourself. You don't want to devalue your band.
I think that's
if you have
awful,
a band,
because
whatever, by doing any kind of sort of too many free gigs without actually giving yourself some value by charging the audience. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. I think it's a joint responsibility between the artist and the audience. I think the way that artists should be chasing money isn't through recording, because nowadays, you can go and pirate pretty much any music online. I think it should be through live music and through that medium that you get the money. I think it's the responsibility of the audience, though, to reciprocate and to go to the live shows and to be happy to pay money, because at the end of the day, they're paying for a performance. It's the same as going to a theatre. You could be going to see a rubbish play, pay £25 for it, and that would be an alright price to pay. But if you were seeing a small band no one had heard of before and were asked to pay £25 for a ticket, you wouldn't. I think it's not. It's quite bad that music isn't given that same attention, because musicians have to work really hard, and they've got to make a living. They've got to pay for their instrument lessons, their instruments, all of their basic living expenses, plus transport, self-promotion. So I think the way to do that is to get the audience and get the masses more involved in coming to smaller live shows. Unless people start doing that, I don't see the music any better. So, that's one of the things I try to do with the band as well. I try to get us.
Your Skype is
out there playing as much as possible. At the moment, we're trying to go and play around a load of local schools and things. Because I think, especially, my Skype's cutting out, is it?
I think it is, yeah.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you okay. I'm not sure if it's actually cutting out or if it's mine. I might try reconnecting in a minute.
No, I've got a few bars connection, so it should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I think. We've been planning at the moment. We're planning loads of local venues and schools at the moment, because especially locally, you want people to be aware of you, because they're going to be the people who come to your gigs when they're starting out. And for this summer, we're planning on doing a few festivals around the UK. I think music festivals are fantastic. You've got all the different genres. People can go to what they like, and it's supporting live music. So I would say to anyone out there who have no plans for this summer, go to a festival. Go to 5 festivals. Just music. Yeah.
The problem is that you get venues like Glastonbury, for instance. Now, okay, it's a great venue. There are some great acts there. There's also some absolute shite, to be quite honest, and some. And it's the same with the people who go there. You know, some of them are really great people, and some of them are total arseholes. And I hate to say it, but you know, you can get totally in with the wrong thing there and come away with a really bad experience.
Well, I mean, I think that's more of a flaw in humanity than a flaw in the music, because everyone's going to like a different type of music, and you know, you can't avoid there being dickheads who go to these festivals. At the end of the day, it's up to you personally to make sure that you're mixing with the right people, seeing the bands you want to see,
and not sleeping in a low-lying field when it happens to be raining.
Well, I don't know, that can be quite fun. I've had some good experiences doing that.
Really? God.
Yeah, no, I love the whole outdoors. You know, it doesn't matter that we're getting muddy because we're all having a good time and enjoying the music.
Just insulate your tent and so make sure that you can turn it into a boat if necessary.
Yeah, well, bring plenty of clothes and make sure you don't mind getting rid of your tent afterwards.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. This is no bad reflection on the Glastonbury organisers, of course. It's just crappy land and crappy weather usually when the festival's on.
No, I love that kind of thing because it's a great testament to the English people that no matter if it's wet and muddy, we're still willing to get our hands dirty and have a bit of fun. I love that. I love those festivals that just don't care.
Yeah, I mean, myself, I'd much rather play at Glastonbury than actually be at Glastonbury listening,
Well, I suppose you get better sleeping conditions and things.
And what's more, you can watch it all on telly.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the bands who I'd want to see at these festivals, they only really televise the main stages. So a lot of the bands who should be getting attention, because the people on the main stages are making plenty of money and having their music heard anyway. I think that the smaller stages should actually be televised more than the larger stages because it's raising awareness of all these different bands. And I think
but they televised a lot of the smaller stages this year, didn't they? The BBC did, at least.
I think they might have done for Glastonbury. They didn't do so for Reading. I think.
No, I'm talking about Glastonbury. Yeah, they did a full show of Rudimental and Becky Hill on the Sonic because I watched Becky Hill, of course.
Well, I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. But what we need to, I mean, the viewing figures for the bigger bands inevitably would have been much bigger than the viewing figures for the smaller bands. I think people, I mean, there's only so much that the festivals and the artists and the promoters can do. It's down to the audience to make the real change. So I say to anyone listening, listen, get off, go to a festival. If you have your favourite band, don't listen to them for the next week. Find other bands who are kind of like them, who you like as well. Support your music.
And if you want to hear me playing at Glastonbury, sorry, but I won't be there this year because I didn't get ink fast enough.
That's a shame.
Okay, and I think that wraps this show up, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed it, but it's only just beginning as we're going to come off air here now. I'd like to say a big thank you to Jonny and Shazza.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed. It's been great. Yeah.
But we'll be right